Hey guys, welcome back. So on the Trail Sport, we're going to install a super ATV rear glass. I'm going to show you guys step by step. I've already started some stuff to shorten the video out, but basically you're going to get 6 of these, and you're going to start by taking them apart. And what you need to get out of this to start off with is the rubber insert, which you take this apart and then you take this out, and then there's a metal piece inside. You're going to take the metal piece out and you're going to end up with a rubber like so, and get it wet to help you. And basically what you're going to do is there's 2 plastics, so you're going to remove one plastic on one side, one plastic on the other side, and there's six holes. So what you're going to have to jam this into the hole. Try not to use a screwdriver because you're going to scratch your glass if you decide to use a screwdriver. So be patient. If you can't, well, use a screwdriver. But get it wet, because you're not going to get it if you don't get it wet. And then just keep pushing it in. It's not fun. You might be tempted to use a screwdriver. And then what you do is start pulling it from the other side. Shouldn't have cut my fingernails. It would have helped. So anyway, keep at it till you get it. And then just flip the rubber around underneath. And then you reinsert the metal insert and you end up with this. So you got to repeat, keep going. I practiced on one before showing you guys. So I'll do the rest and I'll be right back. All right guys, so all 6 are installed around with all the metal pins. So I started the rubber, and I'm going to show you the rubber. Rubber is kind of you're not going to push it in by hand in all the corners and anything. You're going to use a rubber mallet or something because it's stiff to get the rubber in. So basically you're going to grab the longest rubber out of both of them, and you're going to start from that end, and you're going to leave an access because there's plenty. And then the other, and this is the rubber, excuse me, there's a rubber that faces sideways, and there's one that faces downwards where it clips. That one's going to go on the bottom to sit on your plastics of the back end right here. So to sit right here, that's where it's going to sit. And the other one being from the back end, it's going to sit on your back glass, because this glass here goes in from the front. So we remove the seats, which are really easy to do on Polaris. It just snapped in. So you just do that. So we also loosen the roof so we can get these placed in place. So you're going to put 2 at the top, spread out. You're going to put 1 on the top of the buckle, and you're going to put 1 of these, and the curved side is going to be at the back, and the flush side, the flat side, is going to be at the front, like so. And then you're going to do over the seat belt cover, over the bar, in the 2 spots in the middle, widen to the widest nut behind the top of the roof. So you're going to put 2 there, and basically all I have to do is put the last one here on this one here, and then the other one's here. So you got 6 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's it for that. That's your setup to put the window into place. Now we got the rubber grommets in, and now we're gonna finish off the window. And like I said, you're gonna have to bang it with a rubber mallet, because it won't just go into place just normally. So, and don't be afraid to hit, like don't go crazy, but you're gonna have to, because it's all curved up, you're gonna have to make it fit and bang. And you're gonna do the whole thing like this. As you can see, you try to bend them into place as much as you can, but look how they pop back out. So what you do, you're gonna have to be patient, and 2 people is gonna help. You see, now that I banged it in, there goes my lubrication. But anyways, that's how you do it. You make sure that all your curves are done properly, and then you just keep going. So that's that. And basically, there's a lot extra that they give with it. Like I was thinking, man, this is gonna be like for the whole thing. And obviously, the rubber facing outwards would leave the hard cover to rub on your, on the bottom here and rub it through. So now we're gonna just install this in the bottom, and that's gonna sit in the bottom like so and seal it. So basically I gotta trim where I'm gonna trim, but I'm gonna be right back because I'm gonna install, oh yeah, don't forget it. There's 2 plastics, 1 on each side, and at least remove the edges. You can keep the middle in there to protect it, but at least remove the side that you're working on before you slide this in, because then it's gonna be all jammed in there. So what I'm going to do is start the bottom end and the same thing, and then we're going to trim after. I'll trim. I could have trimmed them now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with access to both sides, extra access on both sides, and decide where I'm going to trim afterwards. Once that's the way I'm going to do it. Like, nobody needs to do it this way, but I'm going to do it that way. If I want to trim that it goes and meets like right in the middle here, maybe so that way there doesn't have a curved end where it's hooking up, or I'm going to bring this down a little bit and then start the other one, and I'm not 100% sure. So what I'll do is start installing this and then try to fit it, and then I'll come back and show you guys where I cut it, so then you guys don't have to skip the step of trying to put it in and then seeing where it cuts off the best and where this should go the highest, because I got extra that I can go wrap up to here and wrap up to here. So I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to install the bottom, fit it in just to see where it sits, where the rubber should stop, and then I'll show you guys, and then I'll just grab a tape measure and I'll show you where I stopped. So I'll give you an idea and I'll save you guys some time. All right, so see you in a few seconds once I'm done putting all this back together. All right guys, so basically what I did was I used the one at the top, the rubber, to go down to the corner and then just stop at the corner, and then I put them together like this. So this is going to be the back, this is going to be the bottom. So I did the same thing to the other side. I kept the curve on the top piece. So now I'm installing these, and these are fun to install. So basically, like fun and I'm sarcastic. So you got to line them up that they fit as close as you can to one edge, and then push the hell out of it, and then you got to hold, and then you got to keep prying them in, and there, as you can see, this one's in and this one's not, and it's not fun. There you go. I didn't use any lube or anything on these because I don't want them sliding back out. So I'm just basically putting the window against my gut and then just lining it up as best as possible. This one better not be too long. I will not be happy. And then just basically yanking them in as I go. There we go. And if you see that there's a little metal piece at the end, you can actually remove them. And let's say it's too tight and you want the rubber to bend in, you can actually go get that metal rubber. Just grab a pair of cutters. Where's my cutters? I guess I lost my cutters. But anyways, you can grab the end and yank them out. So basically, like so they're like little sections. So you see, it's like a staple, but like a big one. And then just yank it out. And then you remove this. So now your end is flexible. So now when I get to the end, I'm not worried that this can bend inwards. So, like so. And then there we go. You see, it would have been too tight, but now it's okay because I removed that steel pin in without having to trim them and cut them and whatever. So there we go. So next one's the same. So then I'll have all 4 done. And we got all the rubber installed. We got all these ready. So next is going to be installing the windshield. So I'll be right back once I got this one on. I want you make you guys watch me sweat and force on this thing for fun. So see you in a few seconds. All right, so now that the rubber's on, these are on, these gussets are on, the window's ready to pull. So I didn't put the clips on first because they're in the way. Because when I tried to dry fit before I cut my ends to make sure that I was cutting them where I wanted them, I had those on there and they were in the way of trying to get the window in. So now I'm going to put the window in, and I know that it is snug. So get 2 people to do this because you're going to scratch your back glass and everything. So I'm just going to grab my dad to help me out with it. So basically, that's the top. Nice small ball. I come to my side bin. All right, so now we're going to sit that on the edge. And you got to move the seat belts out of the way. So you got to yank your seat belt, pull it out completely. And what we'll do is we'll sneak in behind the seat belts. Why is your seat belt so damn annoying? Okay, so once we get behind the seat belt, see, now it doesn't matter. Now we'll go up. And now it's got to go up all the way up. All right, so it's got to go up. Yeah, there we go. See? Now push your rubber inwards. Push it right to the lip. Yeah, right there. Keep pushing it in. Okay? It's going to stop right at the lip of this gauge here. So you're good? So you see what I'm talking about? Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so now I believe, oh my God, this is a snug fit as hell. So I guess it's going to be a good fit. So now we're going to grab a couple of hose clamps. And it should be the flat side. So you slap the screw in. Holy smokes. Whoever shows that this is easy, they're lying to you. So basically, I gotta line up this bend. I gotta bend this. I know once I get it going, it's just gonna ratchet right in.
You want me to push on the other side?
Well, I just need to get the thread started. And once I get the thread started, then we can put the impact to it. And I can't hold it, squeeze it. It's hard on the fingers since forcing on that. So you basically got to push on that tab. So that was a star screwdriver on that side. So go get a star screwdriver, Dad, and we'll grab a 10mm socket. We'll be right back. All right, guys. So basically, we couldn't even get these on with the strap. So what we did was we cheated. We took the strap, the rubber off to give us more room to get the bolt, and then we tucked it in. So then the clamp shapes what we need to give us some slack. So now we did that to all of them. So now we're removing the clamps, trying not to disform them, to keep their shape. And we cut a little bit of what we don't need on the rubber. So basically we're taking about an inch and a half off. So basically we're taking off the rubber from this section here because it's already got a rubber here surface. So I took this much section off of rubber, and now I got to put the rubber back on without putting the rubber at that section. So we're putting the rubber back on, and then we put the clamps back on with the shape already shaped up, so it's less hard to so basically you have to force with your thumb, push at this end, hold the other side of the screwdriver, and then try to start threading while trying to push onto this and trying to hold, and it wouldn't work. Like we got 2 done and my thumb wanted to die. So we stopped that. So we basically now we just took the rubbers completely off. That was so easy, and then just torqued them all right in. And then now we're putting the rubber back on, and now they got the shape. And it goes way better to hook them back up. And we did that all 6 of them. So now we got 3 left to do, I think, and then we're done. But the windshield, the back glass itself fits insanely snug, like crazy snug. Like there's no, yeah, it's just snug. Like it's a good fitment if you don't mind forcing everything in to stick it in and everything. But it's a great fit. Like it's a perfect fit once you get everything, and you got to have the patience to do some custom on everything. But it's not going to have no vibrating window on this thing for sure, and there's not going to be no seal leak or nothing nowhere. So all right, so hopefully this works. So now you got to put this through again.
The other side.
The other side. So got to go in through the back, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So. Without trying to stretch it. Okay. Line it up as best as you can. All right, you got the screw in. Okay, see now it's holding in place, and I can start the thread. Once you got the thread started, it's so easy after that. Just use the impact. But you want to start it off good, so you don't strip the threads. And that's it. So it's basically like if you see right here, this one has no rubber on it. So as you can see, no rubber. Now we got the rubber on that strap. We got the rubber on this strap. No rubber on this corner strap. We got that one left to do. So basically got the top one. So we're gonna remove that, cut it about an inch and a half off the rubber, and then put it back. So I'll start doing that. I'll be right back. So you see me do one, I'll just do the same thing, slack them off, cut the excess rubber. So basically here, chop about that much off, and slide it back in like you just seen me do, and I'll just do the 2 other ones that we need to get done, and then we'll be done with back glass. All right, see you in a few seconds. All right guys, so we're done. So what we ended up doing too is these straps here are like bulging in a circle, so we took a rubber mallet, tapped them, and made them shape, if you can look at it, to shape the shape of everything. So basically we just tapped it, then retightened it. Everything ended up fitting nice and snug. The seal is crazy seal, totally around at the top. There's no vibration whatsoever. Listen to this. And inside, behind, I should have did it before I did the seats, but you'll see. And it's a nice fit. hard to, so installing these, I suggest you remove the rubbers, tighten them in place. Be gentle when you remove them off. They'll be shaped to what you need, so you don't need to bend them, no place. And then just put it in with the rubber. The rubbers we basically took off. Where's a piece of rubber? Any piece of rubber left around that?
On the dash?
On the dash. So all we did was took chunks of rubber from that length to that length off, and everything fit in great. So we were taking the rubber off the section where it didn't need the rubber, that it was already a rubber from the window touching, and that kind of snugged at everything, that it was easy to screw in the end and everything. So yeah, so another next one on this is going to be the winch, and yeah, from Super ATV for the winch bracket and everything. So yeah, we're done. So thanks for watching, appreciate it. I know it's not an X3, but my dad went and bought a Polaris RZR. It's a nice little riding little toy. We're gonna ride this, we're gonna try it out. So basically went from putting a top to windshield to a back glass to mirrors to a center mirror, and we're just starting to equip this thing. So thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one, and bye for now.